this is a Blend Extra. At just 19 years old, Laura Schwartz volunteered answering phones at the White House.
Then she climbed her way up the ranks to become White House Director of Events for the Clinton administration. Today, Laura joins us with her networking secrets to help us through the summer event season. She's a professional speaker, television commentator, and author of this book, Eat, Drink, and Succeed. Good to have you here.
Great to be here. And as a girl from Wisconsin, who doesn't love to eat, drink, and succeed?
There's a lot of it in the summer, too.
Right, and I love how on the cover of your book, there's a, a martini glass, and then there's this ladder. So the way to climb to success is up
through
a martini glass.
Yeah.
Drink your way to success.
Well, I have to say, I make a very valid point in the book. Whether your glass is filled with water, wine, beer, or juice, we can all eat, drink, and succeed. But it's much more fun when it's a martini or a beer.
Yeah, but not too much, you
That's
say.
right. No,
right?
not too much. I always ask somebody to ask themselves this: is it cocktail talk or you're cocktail talking? You never want to drink too much when you're out of the summer
cocktail has
event.
good things to say, though.
Does it? Well, it may. In the right context, as long as the next day the jokes at the water cooler aren't about you, then you're okay.
That's a good line. And how about this fine line you talk about between networking and stalking?
Yeah.
How do you walk that, and how do you navigate it successfully?
Well, I think it is such a great idea to, before you go to any event, get to know who's going to be there, especially if it's someone that you have something in common with or someone that you want to bring into your path. Because when you look on their Facebook page and see what they're posting or what they're tweeting on Twitter or what their profile is on LinkedIn, you can really find ways that maybe you've intersected in the past without knowing it, to use that as a foundation to move forward. But don't just walk up to them and start reciting their kids' names and everything about them.
That's freak them out.
Oh, that's just scary.
That's the stalker
Absolutely.
line.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you know when it's okay to say to someone, say you meet someone at a party or some type of business event or a networking event even, when you can say something like, can we have coffee, or can I talk to you about me, or can I show you my resume, or something like that?
That's such a good question, because I'm not one for having people make elevator speeches at cocktail parties. Talk about things that you have in common and interests. Build that foundation of a relationship. Then, in your follow-up and follow-through, bring it to a partnership by continuing the conversation at a lunch or coffee or even in an office.
So keep it social if it's a social event.
Yes,
okay.
yes, but always know that you're being looked at professionally as well.
Okay. One of your major tips is to listen, and you bring up Larry King in your book, who said, "I've never learned anything while I was talking."
Exactly, and that's true. When we listen, we gather information. We learn about people, both professionally and personally. And if we know our social diagrams that I talk about in the book, we know already where we've got bridges to build for them to get to where they're going to go. Because it's often in building bridges for others that we realize where we're meant to go in life. And so it's a very good thing to listen. It's also a great gift that you can give somebody when they don't think they're listened to at home or anywhere else.
Here's your gift. I'm going to listen to you. What's your +1 +0 rule?
Oh, gosh. In the power of a date, if you're going to bring someone, make sure that they add to the event, whether it's an office party or a picnic or even your date for Summerfest, and not take away from it.
So you don't have to babysit.
Exactly. You want to have somebody that can exist on conversations on their own, as well as really add to the conversations you're having, so that when you are meeting somebody and you're having a longer conversation, you don't feel like, oh, I got to get back to so-and-so, or oh, they're going to be lost. So you always want to make sure that your +1 is the right one. And you got to make sure that you can bring one. You don't want to also just show up with a guest or more without having had that RSVP. Sometimes, events are really strategically placed that people don't want you to bring outside guests. So better off to check before you arrive.
Here's your website so people can get a copy of your book. It's lauraschwartzlive.com. You can get your copy of Eat, Drink, and Succeed. Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, girls.
For more Morning Blend, go to themorningblend.com.